Welcome everybody, I am Joseph. With my co-host Jennifer, we have Mike Gilmore, author of Levels of Power, The Legislator on our program.
Mike's book, The Legislator, addresses two of the most controversial domestic issues facing our country: border security and immigration. Alright Mike, let's begin. Mike, you have created an exciting narrative using issues that strike at the heart of what seem to be insurmountable problems for our citizens and our political leaders.
Yes, Jennifer. Immigration is an old problem for the United States and, by ignoring, will not go away. We must take some sort of responsible action to resolve this crisis. Some estimates have 11 million people living illegally in the United States. Some long enough to be grandparents to children and grandchildren born in this country. Other estimates have the financial cost to deport each and every illegal person between $12,000 to $23,000 each. This is a cost we cannot afford. It only makes sense to find a way to resolve the problem while not bankrupting the country. In addition, to solve immigration, we must also fix border security.
Mike, your book, The Legislator, offers a unique solution to immigration. Can you elaborate? How do you provide an answer without boring your readers to death?
My main character, Senator Randy Fisher, adopted a rule when coming into office. He likes to tell people that any legislation over 100 pages is probably too expensive.
Well, that is probably the most sensible thing I have heard about on this program for years. Legislation that the average person can read while sitting on their front porch.
Mike, one politician cannot solve immigration by themselves. How do you handle this in your book?
Randy must form a coalition with other political leaders. He gathers the help of state governors along the border with Mexico as well as a powerful Senate Majority Leader. He gets the Republican leader of the House of Representatives to allow the bill to be introduced into the House of the People with the promise not to bury the bill in committee.
As you mentioned before, creating immigration reform without fixing border security is only solving half the problem. What will Randy Fisher do about border security?
That is the other piece of legislation our hero introduces at the same time as the introduction of the immigration legislation, border security tied with immigration reform. Of course, all of this work is against the direct wishes of the President of the United States. That is where Randy will face his toughest foe. I can only promise that this book involves the Mexican drug cartels, their people entering our country, and plenty of action. This political thriller is anything but dull.
A great thriller that offers some simple solutions. Mike, tell us where to find your books.
All of my novels can be found on my website. Go to michaelgilmore1.com. Thanks for having me on your program.
Find The Legislator and all of Mike Gilmore's exciting novels at michaelgilmore1.com. Buy a copy today.